who's in his late 20s, early to mid 30s, still doesn't have a woman, still doesn't have children on the horizon, is a very selfish and self-indulgent human being. And he is just going to vote for socialists to take care of him from womb to tomb rather than being a grown man who carries his own responsibilities for his family.
Who's going to tell
him? I'll tell him. I guess it's up to me to tell him.
Well, as I wait for Angelina to get ready to go to this here costume party, well, I guess it's up to me to tell him. Let him know. Well, Billy Bob, let me tell you. There's quite a few gentlemen that fit that category. One of them is this here young fella. He never had a wife, didn't produce any children. He had a skill set, but he wasn't using it. Instead, he walked around and he let these other women named Mary and Martha was a pretty industrious woman, he let them take care of him. Even all up to his last meal where he just sat up in the room and let some other people take care of him. Let a woman waste a whole jar of oil that, can produce some good funds. But he just let that there woman take care of him and wash his feet. Drying his feet with her hair. Then he told people things like, hey, if you don't hate your mother and father and come follow me, then you can't love me, can't enter this here kingdom. So he wanted people to leave their families. Saw a whole bunch of fishermen, told them to leave their jobs, come follow me. Told another dude who was an accountant, come follow me. So basically you got this here Jesus fella who never had a child, never had a wife, allowed other people to take care of him, kind of fit your bill there. Or somebody who was walking around talking about we need to feed the homeless and feed the poor and take care of the widows and orphans. Sounds mighty socialist if you ask me. Although he did say, hey, just give unto Caesar what is Caesar. So he told his buddies, go on over there and catch you some fish. I know you ain't done it in a while, but catch you some fish, and in that fish you'll find some cold coins. So he was pulling magic tricks and all. Seemed to fit that young fella because he was around about 30 years old when he was doing this here thing. But even those men that he told to say, hey, fellas, y'all come on with me. I know you got your fishing company that's doing pretty well, and I helped you get a whole bunch of fish. Now you can buy you some more boats. He already had a few of them. Him and his brother, they just walked away from their company. Became bachelors, walking around with no woman, just letting women taking care of them. The follower women taking care of them. Didn't produce no children or anything of that nature either. So I say he had a whole pack of them that fit that category, led by the main one, making fantastical claims, swindling people. So those fit your bill right there. There you go. What? Oh, there's nothing? Came later? Oh, you talking about that there young man, Stephen? Yeah, you had old Stephen there. He talked real bad about the people, told them they were stiff-necked and all these sorts of things. And old Stephen got stoned to death and there was nobody in the morning, and so he was a single bachelor as well. Seemed like being a single bachelor in around that time frame might have got you killed or got a lot of women taken care of you. None of them produced any children. Ain't that interesting according to what this pastor said? That's probably about all of them right there. What? There's nothing? What's his name? Saul at first, then he changed the name to Paul. So then there's that fella Paul. Now I think Paul he was a little bit more on it, because Paul, he even told all the people, look here, it's better for you to not marry and focus on the Lord, because the kingdom of God is coming real quick now. Coming real quick, like chickens coming home to roost. They coming real quick. That there old Paul said that you should not get married. Wanted everybody to stay single. Paul didn't make that much money. Paul walked around writing letters to people, telling people that they need to take care of him when he showed up in town and whatnot, and letting people know when he was coming so they can take care of old Paul. Sounds like he was leeching, if you ask me. Man ought to get out and do some work. Man ought to have a wife and have some children. I agree with that there, Pastor. These good for nothing young single men in their 20s and late 30s and mid 30s just walking around, ain't got no wife, ain't producing no children, just letting these women take care of them. That there's a darn shame. That's a darn shame right there. Can't even believe that they would allow some things like that to just go on. That ain't nobody you want to emulate. There ain't nobody you want to follow. I agree with that, young man. Don't nobody want to follow people who acting that kind of way. So, I guess he just told you who fit that category. Maybe he ought to start thinking about things before he starts saying things. Well, you know, but they learned it from somebody else. Elijah. Oh yeah, there was that young fella Elijah. You know, he got them little youngins killed by some bears because they called him bald and then killed a whole bunch of priests. You know, but that there Elijah never got him a wife. Just walked around, hanging around king's courts and everything like that. And never had a wife, never had any children. I think he lived even longer than the rest of them. Sounds like the same kind of person this man's talking about. Told a lady to keep filling jars. And she kept filling them jars and she was getting all kind of wealth and everything like that. And then, you know, he hanging out with that lady for a while. So, yeah, I guess they learned it from the OGs, as the youngins like to say. Them city slickers, they like to use that their term, them OGs, you know. Old gangsters is what they call them. So, I think we need to maybe, you know, we gotta focus on what we're talking about before we say things. Because always remember, you gotta free yourself, be yourself. Because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations. Woohoo! Well, doggy. Look like their Angelina's ready. We about to go on to this here party and play cowboys and Native American. See y'all later.